Hey, good morning, guys. I hope you guys are having a good day. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and today we're going to talk about Drake. Drake actually turned down his Grammy nominations. Drake gets a lot of those nominations because Drake is a big name artist. But it looks like Drake decided to walk away from the Grammys this year. And I want to talk about the financial implications of the Grammys, a little bit about the history of the Grammys, and some things you may not know about why the recording industry promotes the Grammys in the first place. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I am your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every single day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day, under one condition. The condition is that we'd like for you to be B first, B1, B1, not B first. B1 means Black first. It means you put your community at the top of your priority list. It means Black wealth is also Black power, and that we are going to work to build for our community. If you agree with that philosophy, put a hashtag B and the number one in the chat, hashtag B1. Good morning, El Haj. How are you? Good to see you. And hello to everybody on Instagram. So let me be quick. I'm going to be quick. We got stock market class coming up at 11 a.m. Eastern today. So I'm going to be fast on this. But I saw this. My friend, a good friend of mine named Michelle Martin, sent me this interesting article about Drake. How many of you, give me a yes or no, how many of you heard about Drake basically snubbing the Grammys, right? We hear about the Grammy snubbing artists, but you don't hear as much about artists snubbing the Grammys. Give me a yes or no if you heard anything about that. Well, it looks like Drake turned down. He got nominated for a bunch of stuff. I don't listen. I don't know hardly any Drake songs. I think I know a couple of them. Like they look up to me. They look up to me. Straight up to my face. That's all I remember. I don't remember the details of that song. I probably said the words wrong. But anyway, I don't even know much about Drake songs, but I know everybody likes Drake. He's apparently a pretty talented artist. He's done really well. And I know he used to be on Degrassi. But anyway, here's the thing about Drake that's really interesting. So I read this article. I read a very long article in Variety about Drake turning down the Grammys and what happened with the Grammys this year. That basically Drake was nominated for a bunch of stuff and he decided not to take the Grammys and he withdrew his nominations. Now, basically one of the things that immediately came to mind is Travis Scott. And if you don't know, and this is a business thing, right? He's linked, his name is linked, legally he's linked to the whole Travis Scott debacle where those people got killed. There've been almost $3 billion worth of lawsuits filed in the Travis Scott situation. Drake could be held liable. I don't think he should be liable, but then again, the law, since when does the law have common sense? Right. So, the thing is that, in fact, from what I understand, they kept performing after they had declared the concert a mass casualty event. So I don't understand how you can keep performing when your concert has been declared by the city to be a mass casualty event. That to me, honestly, again, though, that still sounds like something more on Live Nation's plate than anybody else. We know they're going to lose money, but now the artists, that's a whole nother conversation. But here's the deal. So that was the first thing I thought about. I said, maybe he just don't want to be on stage right after this whole incident happened. But then there's more to it, I think. I think there's more to it. And I'm going to read some of it to you, and then I'm going to kind of break some of this down for you. So according to Variety.com, the reason that Drake dropped out in the Grammys and everything is this. He says, a rep for the Recording Academy has confirmed to Variety that reps for Drake have withdrawn his two 2022 Grammy nominations. Not his two. Yeah, he's got two of them. Okay. Sources tell Variety that the decision was made by Drake and his management, and the Grammys honored the request. Drake was one of 5 nominees for Best Rap Album for Certified Lover Boy and Best Rap Performance for his song Way Too Sexy, featuring Future and Young Thug. See, that just right there. The fact that Future and Young Thug are seen as mainstream for Black people should really disturb you. I don't know about anybody else, but then again, the world's just changing, I guess, whatever. But I'd study Future and Young Thug in their personal lives. And let me just tell you this: if you imitate the life of Young Thug and Future, you probably be dead by the age of 40. But hey, that's on you. Rather than giving, since when did we ever want Black men to be healthy? I'm being old-fashioned because I don't want Black men to die. Rather than giving a nomination to the recipients of the 6 most votes, as the Academy did when it suddenly decided to expand the top 4 categories from 8 to 10 last month. The voting for those 2 rap categories will go forward with 4 nominees, blah, 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 blah. Drake's choice of nominations were unusual, however. While it is uncertain whether he chose not to submit the blockbuster Certified Lover Boy or any songs for the big categories, album, song, or record of the year, his absence from any of those categories, or even the preliminary ballot distributed to voters, which includes thousands of releases, seems to suggest that he did not. He clearly did choose to submit and was nominated for the 2 rap categories he has withdrawn. So apparently they're saying that Drake did, submit his stuff. It seems to me like if you submit your stuff, you want to be considered. And but now he's saying, I don't want to be considered. So I'm almost thinking it's related to the Travis Scott thing, but there's more. I kept reading, and it seems like there's a bigger picture here. And I'd like to break down the bigger picture, because again, everything links back to economics, right? This is the thing is, at the end of the day, the Grammys, if you look at the history of the Grammys were created in 1959 by the Recording Academy. And the Grammys for many decades have been criticized by various artists for being worthless. I think Drake, they cut his mic. I don't know if y'all knew that, but last year, I think when he was speaking, he got his Grammy. Again, I don't watch those bullshit shows. I think it's all white supremacy. In case you want to know, again, maybe I sound like a cynical son of a bitch right now, but it's all white supremacy to me, because basically the Grammys, they were made up, just like the Oscars and all this other nonsense that we're trained to look up to. It was all made up. It's like I compare it to like a really bad cryptocurrency. That's what I see. I see it as like a bad crypto, because if you create a bad crypto, let's say you call it, let's say you create a crypto off this water bottle. I'm gonna call it Bottle Coin, right? So I'm gonna release this coin called Bottle Coin, and every coin will only cost you a half a penny. Right? It means nothing. I'm just naming it after this water bottle. But if everyone likes me and everyone wants to be down with me, then I can issue 1 billion units of bottle coin, right? Which at half a penny, that's not half a billion, but whatever 0.5% of $1 billion is. I don't know if it's 50 million or something like that, whatever, right? So I've instantly made myself a millionaire if I can sell a big percentage of my bottle coins. And then maybe I sell half, I keep half of them, I keep half a billion to myself, and then I can release them as the price goes up. I can release more bottle coins, right, and make more money, right? Well, what does that allow me to do? Well, how did I just turn nothing into something? Well, it's what they would call the networking effect. The more people that believe in your bullshit, the more real your bullshit becomes. Let me repeat that. The more people believe in your bullshit, the more real your bullshit becomes. So ultimately, if I have a strong enough network, I can release something that is completely worthless. And if enough people believe in it, it becomes real. So the Grammys are worthless on a fundamental level. The Oscars are worthless on a fundamental level. The reason the Grammys and the Oscars have power is because you believe in them. You have little black artists that grow up and say, "Mommy, I want to one day win a Grammy. Daddy, I'm going to get an Academy Award one day." Right? And then white people have created their own cryptocurrency. They basically are saying, "Hey, okay, Negro, if you want an Oscar or if you want a Grammy, and we know that's going to help your career, it's going to give you some money, it's something you can brag about. Well, if you want one, you better behave. Because if you don't behave, then we're going to take away your Oscar. We're going to take away your Grammy. You won't get a Grammy because we don't like you, right?" And then we walk around and we give it more legitimacy by complaining when we don't get one, right? They didn't nominate Malcolm X for an Academy Award. They didn't. Jesse Jackson did a little protest at the Oscars saying you should give more Oscars to black people. And the thing about it is I totally get it. I totally understand. I'm not making fun of that at all. I know Reverend Jackson. I like the guy. I really do. I love his family, Santita, all of them. I just love. They're very nice people. But this is where I'm gonna go and get off that bus and kind of say that, remember, you have the power to manage and create your own reality. You don't have to submit to the reality of others, particularly if that reality does not benefit you and your value system. So because you're black, because you're B1, you understand that given that these awards, the more you buy into a white supremacist nonsense, the more of a white supremacist you become, right? So one of the things I can tell you is that the best way to escape white supremacy is to just evacuate the building, just disconnect from it. Like don't honor those systems, and Drake did a little bit of that. I don't know if he's as much into the whole white supremacy conversation as someone like myself. I'm sure we'd have something in common, but we're probably not the same, right? I told you I listen to Drake's music. It does nothing for me. My kids like it though. My kids like it, and I respect that. But maybe we would see some certain things eye to eye, because I remember he went to when he gave his speech at the Grammys. I think he basically said, "This doesn't mean anything," And here's the thing. Here's where I think Drake is not going to win this battle, right? If the goal is to destroy the Grammys and make the Grammys irrelevant because Drake has dissed the Grammys, he won't win that battle. And let me tell you why he won't win that battle. You guys don't know that artists for decades have been doing the same thing. Whoever the hottest artist is, I think in 1981, I read about some artist who was the biggest artist of the year. He was the Drake of that time. I don't remember the guy's name. And he gets up there, and because he's famous and popular, he gets up and says that these awards mean nothing. And then there's another group that was really big. I don't know the names of these groups. They were like white people, so it's not relevant. But another big famous group that was sold millions of albums is like, we're withdrawing our Grammys because we're trying to take the Grammys down. Well, you ain't taking the Grammys down. You ain't taking the Grammys down because they created their infrastructure. They created their institution. It is theirs. They developed this, and I'm not mad at them for having this. I'm not mad at them for honoring what they want to honor. What I'm really concerned about, what I'm really trying to emphasize to you, is not so much about being upset that they're honoring what they want to honor. I'm looking at you and saying, why are you not honoring yourself? Why are you not honoring yourself? Right? Why aren't you? And this is where Drake and I get on the same page. Drake made a point about, and I read this long Variety article about it, where he made a point about developing a legacy, creating something new that you can pass down to future generations. Now you're talking. Now you're thinking in the same way that the Recording Academy was thinking in 1959 when they created the Grammys. In 1959, the Grammys didn't mean hardly anything. But they said, we're going to create this now and pass this down to our children, so that when everyone sees how great this thing is and how important this thing is, then we're going to be able to print money for our kids, because they will control on a seminal level an institution that is absolutely essential to American culture. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? Right? So when I talk to guys like Colin Kaepernick about, stop begging the NFL, go create your own damn league. Or I'm thinking about, other people in other industries where I'm like, why don't you own your own stuff? Like, I don't understand this. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about legacy. Remember, the NFL was created by a bunch of people that had probably 1/1000th of the money that Jay-Z has. Not even 1/1000th, probably 1/10,000th of the money. The Chicago Bears were bought for like $100 or something. Right now, they're worth $3 billion. So again, you don't lack resources. You lack vision. You lack vision. So ultimately, the visionaries of our generation are going to be the ones whose grandchildren control the world. When you have people like Brother Ben X down doing Hereafter Farms down in Georgia, which I'm proud to be an investor in. They're creating legacy. They're developing something that's going to be a multi-billion-dollar entity for their grandkids at some point, and they're going to look at those old pictures of Granddaddy Ben back 80 years ago, way back in 2021, when he established Hereafter Farms and drew a blueprint for the future. Right? You have that ability to create your own Black Wall Streets. It's very important that you harness that ability and honor that ability. All right. So if you want to know my basic critique of the Grammys, it's not a big critique. It's I don't critique things that are worthless. Maybe I do, but I don't waste time on that. So rather than criticizing the Grammys for what they are and are not doing, I would rather talk about what we can do better in terms of honoring ourselves. Now, I'm not looking to Drake to do any of that. I'm really talking about you. I'm talking about honoring your family, honoring your own legacy, developing your own systems and processes that will be put in place that will allow your children and grandchildren to have something to grab onto. Because when the kids don't have anything to grab onto, they grab onto whatever the white man's handing down. Right? When they don't have something that can nurture them, then they're next thing you know, they're on the white man's nipple, begging him for validation because you never gave that to your kids. Just like pimping 101. The pimp ain't nothing but a replacement for what the daddy was supposed to do. Right? The pimp is the replacement for what the daddy was supposed to do. The daddy was supposed to validate that girl and tell her that she's beautiful. Well, he never did it. So the pimp is now the one who's validating her and telling her what to do. Next thing you know, she's begging daddy for more validation because she needs that in order to feel whole. So don't leave your children with that void, because that is one of the keys to the maintenance of white supremacy. Do you get what I'm saying? Give me a yes if you follow what I'm saying here. All right, guys. Two things happening this week. One, Stock market investing class starts at 11. If you go to boycewatkins.com, just look up for the stock market investing club. We meet every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern, and we cover the stock market and what's going on and the investments that I'm making and moves you should make for the rest of the year. Number 2, we have a Forex event. Now the Forex event is free. It's going to be Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's headed by Courtney Logan, who's an adjunct faculty member for the Black Business School. He's an attorney. He's a Forex expert, one of the leading experts in the world. He's doing a free event in the Black Business School. So once again, if you go to boycewatkins.com, just look right at the top. It's right there. Or if you're on Instagram, just click the link in the bio and you'll see the Forex program right there at the top. All right. So invest in yourselves. Be strong. Be great. God bless you. Love you guys. I hope to see you soon. And please have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Peace.